Well, after more than a decade, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is heading back to Australia, freed from a UK prison after reaching a plea deal with US prosecutors. Now, the deal is expected to be finalized in court tomorrow. He has agreed to plead guilty to one felony count of illegally obtaining and disclosing national defense information. That is a huge step down from the 18 counts a grand jury indicted Assange with back in 2019. Now, those charges could have carried as much as 170 years in prison. Instead, Assange is expected to walk out of court a free man, sentenced only to time served. NewsNation's Joe Khalil tracking the latest on this live in Washington. Joe, how did this all come about?
Well, it came about pretty quickly, Natasha, and you're right. I mean, it is a pretty good deal for Assange, considering he was facing the possibility of the rest of his life behind bars. That is not going to happen. We now know that on Wednesday, it's very likely he's going to be a free man, able to return to his native Australia. Prosecutors in the U.S. have now offered this plea deal where he would essentially plead guilty to one count relating to espionage, admitting that he illegally got and then illegally distributed classified material, state secrets, which carries up to a 5-year prison sentence. But as you mentioned, it counts the time served that he did in a British prison in London for 5 years. So he is Wednesday likely going to go free. Now, he was in London a couple days ago. Again, he'd been serving prison time there. He was flown to Bangkok for a stop, and ultimately he's going to end up in Saipan. This is an island that is under American control territory there. It's close to the Philippines, also closer to Australia than mainland United States. On Wednesday, he will be in Saipan for a court hearing where they're going to push through this plea deal. And then by the end of the day Wednesday, again, he's expected to be able to return to Australia. An amazing turn of events here for Julian Assange.
It really seems like it came out of nowhere. And Joe, remind us what Assange is famous or infamous for, rather, and what alleged crimes he committed. How serious were these?
So he's the founder of WikiLeaks, which back in 2010 ended up getting and then publishing literally hundreds of thousands of government state secrets, much of them very classified, very sensitive, not just for the United States, for many of our allies and adversaries too. He put all these out. So these are secrets like war plans for Iraq and Afghanistan, internal memos, communication between world leaders, again, from many of our allies and our adversaries together. Just put this out. He also published hacked emails from the DNC, the Democratic National Committee, ahead of the 2016 election, which was frankly embarrassing for a lot of Democratic officials at the time. So all of that was seen by many on the left and the right as a direct threat to national security. And this is someone who many consider to be a criminal. On the other hand, there are many people who consider him to be a hero, a champion of free speech and of truth. And it's really interesting to see where those lines are drawn. His legacy certainly is going to be complicated, Natasha. That's, I think, an understatement now when you see the people who are praising him today and the people who are opposing him, opposing this deal, and how those people are not necessarily united on all things, but on this one, bringing together some strange bedfellows.
Yeah, that context is super interesting. And Joe, he was in prison for 5 years, but then stuck in London for more than a decade. Why is that?
Yeah, the story is sort of crazy. So in 2012, 2 years after the publication of all this material, there were warrants out for his arrest. The United States was trying to extradite him back into the U.S. so they could prosecute him. What he ended up doing was getting asylum from the country of Ecuador. But instead of traveling to Ecuador, he just went to the Ecuadorian embassy in London. And he was in the building, but he couldn't leave. So he was technically not in prison. He was just in this building for years. He literally spent up to 7 years in that one building. Had he left, he would have been arrested by British authorities. Eventually, Ecuador it revoked his status for asylum, and then British authorities did arrest him, and he was in prison for the last 5 years in London. Ultimately now, as we mentioned, he's going to be a free man very soon. So very interesting timeline there.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.